Okay, welcome. My name is Mark Shinsato. I'm a president consultant with LifeVantage. Tonight, we're going to share you a business presentation and overview, and we're excited you're here. Whoever invited you to this call must really care about you. So, welcome. Um, let's see. So, I'm just going to start with a quick introduction. I'm from Hawaii. Been with LifeVantage again for about 17 and a little years now. And before LifeVantage, I was my job was in marketing, and early morning, late night, early morning, late night. I bet you a lot of us on this call can relate to that, right? And so, um, I grew up in Hawaii. And I just had a grandfather that taught me. He said, Mark, you can change your life. You can do anything you put your mind to. All you got to do is have a goal, have a plan, commit to that plan, and work that plan and work hard, he said. And so that's what I did. I wanted to change my life. I remember in elementary and middle school, I had friends that would go on vacations and they got to see the world and go to Disneyland and all these places. And I thought to myself, maybe one day, maybe one day. And so I worked hard. We changed our life, and I was working. I went to college, graduated, and working a 9 to 5, working every day. In fact, earlier than 9 and later than 5. And I remember just thinking to myself, what type of life do I want to create for my family? And at that time, my wife and I, we just the two of us, and then my daughter to the right of me. Her name is Kenna. She was born, and I remember bringing her home from the hospital, and I remember holding her in my arms one morning and just looking at her and just thinking, oh my gosh, I am a dad. I'm a new dad, excited to be a new dad. And then the next moment, I was just stressed out, just thinking to myself, what type of life do I want to create for my little girl and my future family? And I remember my grandfather said, work really hard. So I remember the next morning, I got up early, went to work, came back late at night, and I continued that cycle, early morning, late night, early morning, late night, for a couple of years. And I thought to myself one day, is it worth it? Right? And I had to rethink my of our goals and my wife and I, all we really wanted was our kids to be the best people they could be. People that would work hard, people that cared about other people that loved God, people that served other people, honest people. And I thought, oh my gosh, right? If I keep doing what I was doing, working early morning, late night, early morning, late night, I thought, am I ever going to get that? Right? Because I thought I got to be with my kids. And so we made some changes we looked for something that would change our lives. And I'm going to share with you, um, oh gosh, you ever felt like that? By the way, stressed out. Okay. Just think about our economy today. Aren't we stressed? I mean, you go to the gas station and it is expensive, right? Especially there in California, for sure, right? Or you go to a grocery store, the price of food is outrageous. People are just getting stressed out here, okay? So if you ever felt stressed out and wanted to make a little money, then take some notes, okay? We're going to show you a way that you can make some money. So I want to share with you, why are people so stressed out? Well, if you look at the blue line, that's the cost of living. The cost of living has increased, right, consistently, right, over the last years and years and years. But yet that red line are wages, they haven't kept up. And there's a gap between the cost of living and wages that we're making. And that's just stressing people out. I mean, if you look at this, right, 80% of credit cards issued have unpaid balances over $7,000. Okay. Isn't that crazy? And people can't retire early now. I mean, it's 70 plus before you can retire. I remember, years ago, you could be in your 20s and buy a house. Now, if you look at the first time home buyer today, that's about they're about 40 years old now. So again, cost of living increasing, our wages aren't, and people are stressed out. Okay. I'm going to share with you an economic principle. I call it the three wheels. The first is a job. In a job, you work hard, right? No matter what you do, hard work is a principle, right, of success. So you work hard. And every time you work hard, you turn the wheel. And when the wheel turns, you get paid, right? And the more you want to make, the more you got to work, unless you're on salary. Because the more you work, the less you make per hour. Here's what I realized in a job. I realized that someone else owned that wheel. And I felt like a servant in that job. They tell you when to show up, they tell you when you can go home, when you can take a vacation, or if, right? Or when you can take a lunch break. And again, someone else owned the wheel. No matter how hard you worked, I realized I wasn't going to get rich or wealthy. I was going to help someone else get wealthy. And so I thought to myself, is there a better way? Have any of you on this call thought to yourself, is there a better way? Okay. Well, I thought that American dream, start your own business, right? Well, here, just like rule number one, rule number two, you got to work really, really hard. Except in rule number two, in a small business, guess what? If you're not turning that wheel and making and earning an income, you're not feeding your family. And in a small business, you're tied to that. You can't leave. And instead of feeling like a servant, maybe you feel like a slave, right? Because you're shackled to that business. Okay. And and that business owns the wheel. So again, is there a better way? I thought to myself. And here's what I thought. What if, just like rule number one and two, you got to work really, really hard. What if you can work really, really hard, but this time you build an economic engine? You build an engine that can turn systems and leverage into your business, right? And as you build this economic engine, it allows you to step out of the wheel. And when you step out of the wheel, the engine turns. And when it turns, you get paid. How many of you would like that? Anyone would like that? Okay. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about a system, a way to build an economic engine, okay, that allows the engine to turn the wheel. And it's been phenomenal. It was only a dream for me 17 and a half years ago. Just dreamt about something different, something better. So with that, when I look at any business opportunity, there's five key components that I look for. One is who am I going to work with? Who's the company you're going to work with? Two is the product or service unique and consumable? Three, trends that drive the industry. Four, timing in business. Excuse me. And the last is if you're gonna do a business, right? How do I make money? Can you make money with the business? We're going to be talking about those five key components today, as it relates to LifeVantage. Okay. With that, LifeVantage, the company, we are a publicly traded company. LFVN is our stock symbol. Excuse me one more time. Hmm, little tickle in my throat. Sorry. Um, LifeVantage is a debt-free company, and they have millions in cash reserves. They do about 200 million in annual sales. So big, but small, right? A lot of room to grow. We have studies that back up our product technology. We have patents. Now put on your business cap, thinking cap, right? Why are patents important in a business? Because if you have a patent, it protects your intellectual property. That means if it works, right? The product works. If people want it, they got to come to you. That's a good thing. And LifeVantage has created a modern business model for people that want to control the amount of income that they make. Okay, if you want to make a little, you can make a little. If you want to make a lot, you can make a lot. We're going to show you that. Okay, and guess what? With LifeVantage, you don't have to worry about the shipping, the billing, the IT, the product development, the legal, right? All of that is done by LifeVantage, and we just make it easy for you to build a business. Okay. So that's a little bit about LifeVantage. Um, LifeVantage, we're going to get into our product technology. Now, LifeVantage is an activation company. And all that means is that our products will turn on the body to do what it should do when it was young. Okay. So the body has these natural systems and it works well until it doesn't. And then the body turns off those systems. Okay. And all we do is again activate the body, the cells to turn back on different systems. Okay. Now, here's our product line. We have a bunch of different products from anti-aging products to skincare, even our skincare activation products, to focus and energy products, to gut health, etc., etc. All of these products will activate the body to do something. Okay. Now, I'm not going to talk about all the products. I'm going to talk about four key categories. The first in the anti-aging category is our Pretendum NRF2 Synergizer. Okay. And what this does, it just activates the body to turn on the production of your antioxidant enzymes in your body. Now, let me explain that for a second. The body, the body makes cell damage. We call it oxidative stress. It makes it naturally, and then it reduces it naturally. Natural system, okay? A process. Now, the older we get, somewhere around 20 years old, the body will slowly turn off those production of those antioxidant enzymes. If it's not making those enzymes, then the body can't reduce the oxidative stress, or layman's term, cell damage. Okay? So if it's not reducing it, then cell damage goes up, oxidative stress goes up, oxidative stress leads to aging and age-related conditions. Okay? There's over 200 plus age-related conditions that are related directly to oxidative stress. Okay.
It
So,
may not look like
oops. I'm going to show you a quick little video now. ABC News did a primetime investigative news report. I'm going to show you a little clip, a synopsis of that video. Okay. If you want to watch the full video, you can go to www.abcnewsreport.com. Once again, www.abcnewsreport.com. This is just a small clip. I want you to put your business thinking caps on. As you watch this video, watch for one, is there a product technology that's unique and consumable? Two, can I make money with this technology? Okay, here we go.
it may not look like the fountain of youth. The small yellow pill, potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases. It's called Protandim. Taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
After nearly 2 weeks now, the result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent. Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Did you catch that? Did you see what I saw? When I saw this video, it changed the way I thought. Here's what I saw. I saw a reporter talking to this doctor. He takes he takes a blood test, starts using the product, and then comes back with the blood test, and that oxidative stress level drops. I thought, oh my gosh, they don't even ask how you feel. They just looked at the blood, right? I mean, that was compelling to me. And here's what it says. Here's what the patent says, that it works with every mammal that takes it. Okay.
It may not
Now,
look like
oops. So if you look on this left side here, okay, free radicals, you've probably heard of free radicals. Well, free radicals is cell damage, and free radicals leads to oxidative stress or that cell damage. And that oxidative stress is connected to every system in our bodies, right? From kidneys to the immune system, to your blood vessels, to your eyes, your lungs, your joints, your brain, etc., etc. Okay? Now, the more oxidative stress you have, it affects, again, these systems. So you want to be able to reduce that oxidative stress, okay? Now look to the right side of the screen here. If you go, oops, sorry, let me go back. If you go to PubMed here and put in oxidative stress, what you will see is there over 300,000 plus studies on oxidative stress. Now, why is that important? Because in the medical field, oxidative stress is a huge system that they're studying. Okay. And in fact, when this was done, there was over 300,000 studies. If you look at it now, there's even more studies, okay? Because it's such an important factor of our health. Now, if you go to pubmed.gov, which is the National Institutes of Health, it's the US database of all the approved studies, okay? And you put in Pretandem, you will find over 30 studies now on this product alone. Harvard University did a study. Go read that. And it's powerful, right? Third party validation, okay? They paid, it's a third party funded studies, okay? One of my favorite studies is the American Heart Association. Read that study. They did a study on how Protandim NRF2 Synergizer affects heart disease. Pretty cool when you have the American Heart Association doing a study, okay, or Ohio State. So again, what I loved is that there's third party validation, okay? You don't just have to believe me. Go read the studies, okay? Now, the red line, that's the antioxidant enzyme production in our bodies. So when we're young, we're producing a lot of antioxidant enzymes. Somewhere around 20 years old, it starts to reduce the production of those enzymes. And by 60, we're hardly making any. Okay. So guess what happens to the body, right? That oxidative stress goes up and it affects, again, every system of the body. When you take our product, it'll bring back the production of those antioxidant enzymes back to the level of, in the ABC video, said that of a child. Okay. Isn't that powerful? Okay. Now, when you take our product within 30 days, it'll lower oxidative stress by an average of 40% in just 30 days. That's pretty powerful. Okay. And again, you got the studies to back that up. It's not just me saying it. Okay. If you look at the at the anti-aging supplement market, last year it was a $4.88 billion market. Okay. By 2034, it almost doubled to about 9.79 billion with a B dollar market. Okay. Can you see that trend, that growing trend? And we are right in front of that trend. So as a business, it's a great place to be. Okay. The next category, gut health. Now you're not just you are what you eat, but you are what you absorb. And so you need a good, healthy gut. Okay. When you take our product, P84, it'll help to activate your gut to make these peptides, gut peptides. It'll help to repair your microbiome in your gut. Okay. Now, when you add that to our Protandim NRF2 synergizers, there's a synergistic result that occurs. Even better results when you put the two of them together. Okay. Now look at that digestive supplement market. Last year, it was a $15.7 billion market. Huge, right? Well, look, by 2033, it'll almost double to $32.6 billion marketplace. We are in front of this huge growing trend, right? A great place to be when you're building a business. The next, collagen market. Now, when they released this product and was developing it, I thought, why collagen? You can just go to, Walmart. You can just buy it on Amazon even, right? They sell it everywhere. Well, what makes our collagen so different is that when you take our collagen product, our liquid collagen, it actually activates your body to make its own collagen. In fact, it produces 5 different types of collagen in the body. Okay. And the collagen is in every tissue of the body. And you need that. If you need the collagen, right, in your body. So Here's what's happening on the outside. Okay. Look at this gentleman's face. Can you see the difference in a few short months? Look at that change in his skin or this lady's legs. Can you see the difference in the outward appearance of their skin? Well, can you imagine what's happening on the inside of the body? Okay, a huge, huge change. You need collagen, and this will activate it. The collagen market. In 2025, it was a $12.24 billion market. It's projected, right, to almost triple by 2035 to about $30 billion. And again, is that a good trend? If you're building a business, yes, we are early. We are in front of this huge growth curve. And we're looking for people with vision that want to join us. Okay. The next, this GLP-1 market. It is a huge market, that GLP-1 market. Okay. There's all of these synthetic GLP-1. Okay. Now, what does GLP-1 do? Well, you take these synthetic shots. Ours is natural. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about ours in a second. But the synthetic GLP-1, you take these synthetic shots, these chemicals, you put into your body. It acts like the hormone, and it creates a gut to brain communication. Okay, opens that up, and it really helps with the food hunger, the noise, food noise. Okay. Now, there's a lot of side effect when you take those drugs, but what our product does, we call it mind body. When you take it, it activates the body to make its own GLP-1 hormone. So much better without any of the negative side effects involved. Okay. And you can see the change on the outside. But that's just one thing it does. The patent shows that it also helps with your visceral fat in your body to reduce that. It helps with your glucose levels in your body. I love this is probably, well, I got a lot of favorites, but this is another one of my favorite products because it helps with the glucose levels, okay, in your body. Anyway, activate the body to produce its own GLP-1 hormone. Look at this. Now, this is going to be patient size. In 2025, there are 9.8 million people that were using a GLP-1 synthetic drug, okay? By 2030, it's going to about triple to about 30 million patients that are be using some type of GLP-1. That's equivalent to about $200 billion market by 2030. Again, trend-wise, we are in front of that trend, right? That's a great place to be, okay? All of our products are activation products to activate the body to turn on some system in the body. Even our skincare, amazing skincare, it'll activate the body to do different things. And you're going to see amazing things with that skincare, okay? Or our Axio product, it's a focus, mind focus product there. Amazing, okay? Anyway, all of them are activation products there, okay? We talked about company, we talked about product technology. Let's move on to trends. Okay. Here's a trend. Here's a reality. You go to the gas station and what do you see? Crazy gas prices. Or go to the grocery store. And I mean, gosh, it is so expensive now when you get to that grocery store. I mean, people are dipping into savings. They're not even saving, right? Why? Because this trend, our reality is crazy. Okay. Do you know people that will want to make some extra money? A couple of $100, a couple thousand bucks, right? I do. Tons of them. Can you think of a couple of names of people that you know, friends, family members that could use some extra money? Okay. Ourselves, even, right? Well, if you do, this could be a really good opportunity, business opportunity for them and for ourselves. Okay. Now, that yellow line, that's that stage where the business really starts to grow. LifeVantage, we're to the left of that. Okay. And in our industry, about $300 million dollars is that tipping point. Okay. We're right before that. And we're looking for visionaries that want to participate in this huge growth cycle. Okay. And we hope that's you. Okay. So timing is good. Okay. Now, you look at toilet paper, you look at underarm deodorant, phones, or protein shakes, all of these commodities, right? Well, once you start to use these products that you like, you keep buying it. And LifeVantage makes it so easy for our consumers to keep buying our product. If our customers want to save some money, they can get on a subscription and they'll save 10% off of their purchase order. Okay. So we make it really simple for people to buy our products. Now let's move to the business, how to make money. Okay. Well, the first thing you can do, you can sell some products. And when you do, you make about 10%, 10 to 20% on the product sale. Okay. 20% off of retail or 10% off of, or you'll make 10% on a subscription order. Okay. In addition to that, once you start to grow your business and have you reach about 500 points or roughly 500 US dollars, okay, we'll pay you 15% now. So you'll get off of that $500, you can make about $75. When your business grows to about $2,000, we'll pay you 25% now. So another $500 there. Or 4,000 plus, we'll pay you 30%. And that's about $1,200 off of that $4,000 in product sales. Okay. So you sell and we'll pay you. Okay. Plus, in addition to that, okay, let me share this with you. Now, just think about moving. And you look at this photo. How many of you get stressed out? Anyone here? Just think, oh my gosh, I got to move all those boxes. Well, how do you make it easier? You build a team, right? If you have a team of people that can help you move those boxes, it makes it easier. That's what we want to do. We want to build teams, okay? There's so many people that are fighting this American financial tug of war, not just in America, across the globe, right? This financial tug of war, okay? And when you're doing it by yourself, guess what? It's easy not to win. But when you build a team, you don't have to do it alone. Build a team and win. And that's what we're going to do. When you build a team, for example, let's say you go out and you find 5 people that want to build the business with you, okay? And they go out and they have some customers. And let's say that there's $1,500 in sales amongst those 5 business people to their customers. We're going to pay you 10% now of that 1,500 or $150 in income there. You grow the team again. Let's say those 5 people tell 5 people a piece. So there's 25 consultants now, and they have customers, and they're selling, right? And let's say there's $7,500 worth of sales in that group. Well, now we're going to pay you 7% of that 7,500, and that's 525. Okay, dollars there. It grows and grows, and let's say there's 625 people that are building a business, right? Doing 187,000-ish in sales. We'll pay you 6% now of all of these, of the sales on this 625 people. Okay. In other words, another 11,250. We're going to add up all of that, all of the sales of all of these different levels of consultants. And in this example, you can make about $14,000 a month just building teams and having them sell product. Okay. Now, look at this left column here. That's our ranking. You start off as a consultant, your business grows, it comes a little bigger. You're consultant 1, then 2, 3, then a senior consultant 1, 2, 3, managing consultant, so forth and so on. Okay. If you look here at a senior consultant, new in the business, they're just starting off, okay, just starting off building their business. They have about $2,000 in sales. The average senior consultant 1 will make about $260 in commissions that month. Now, if you had $52,000 in the bank, you could make interest of $260 here. But with our plan, just about $2,000, right? On average, you can make $260. Do you see that? It's pretty powerful, right? Okay. Then you grow your business again. And you become a managing consultant 1, or we call it MC1, right? That they're doing at least $10,000 in sales. Well, you can make about $1,400 in commissions there. Okay. Now, if you had $288,600 in the bank, you could make that. Okay. But with about $10,000 in sales, you could make about on average about $1,400. Not too bad, right? Okay. Now here's what I want you to do. Look down that third column. Pick a number there. What number would help you today? Help you to feel a little better about your economic life. Okay. $100, $300. What number? Pick a number. Okay. Now I want you to pick a second number. Look down that third column. What number would dramatically change your life today? Okay, whatever number that is, pick a number. I want you to get back with the person that invited you here to this call and just tell them what's your number. Okay. And they can show you how to get there. Okay. Or they can introduce you to someone that can help you get there as well. Okay. Now here's what I did. I started my first month, when I finally got it, I just went out and I talked to 30 people and I said, hey, how would you like to make some extra money this year? I found a business that you and I can make some money with. Do you want to find out how? Those that said yes, that raised their hand and said, I want to find out more, 28 of them said yes. They listened. Out of the 28 people, 18 said that they want to do the business. Okay. So they enrolled with me on a business pack, which we'll talk about in a second. But out of that 18 people that enrolled on that business pack, not everyone does what they say they're going to do, right? So only 6 actually start to do something with the business. Here's what I learned. Focus on the 6. Help them get what they want, and you're going to get what you want, right? So I help them get what they want. Some wanted to make a couple $100, some wanted to make a couple $1,000, some wanted to replace an income. We put a plan in place, we worked that plan, and from 6 people, our business grew. It grew, and it kept growing and growing and growing. In about a year and a couple of months, we got to this EC1, Executive Consultant 1 level there. Okay. Not bad, right? Part-time, $11,000 a month. How many of you like to make that? Anyone here? Okay. It's a work program. You work and we're going to teach you how to build that business there. Okay. And then we just kept doing the same thing. We just kept helping our people get what they wanted. And then in a year after that, it grew to that presidential consultant level. Okay. Now, here's the thing. It's a choice. You can, if you decide that you want to change your life, then join your friend that invited you to this call. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit more information. You don't have to know what to do. We're going to teach you what to do. We have training to help you, to train you on how to become a professional. Okay. Now, from 6 people, we just helped them to get what they wanted, and it started to grow and grow and grow, and our business grew. It grew to like almost 24 countries across the globe. Okay, and it's fun. Every month, every month we get to see this grow and grow and grow and grow. I mean, and one of the best things besides the income are the friendships that you grow. Okay, so how to get started. As a customer, just get back to the person that invited you and say, I'm interested. I want to be a customer, right? They'll tell you, do you want to buy it retail or do you want to save some money? If you do, you can save 10% by signing up for a subscription with LifeVantage, okay? Now, from the business side, how to get started. There's a couple of ways. So people always ask me, Mark, what would you do? My question is always, what do you want to do? Do you want to make a little or a lot? If they want to make a lot, then my suggestion is always this business pack. Remember I said out of 28 people that listened, 18 joined with the business pack, okay? When we started, it was even more than $1,000, okay? But now it's $999, $1,000. There's a 37% savings here on this business pack here. You're going to get the majority of our products here, so you can try it out. You can start to experience for yourself what this product technologies do to your body, okay? So that savings is great, 37% savings. It's a one-time purchase only on this, okay? But the real value is not just the product saving, it's what you get. You're going to get your own website. You're going to get a mobile app to help you build your business and to track your business as well. You're going to get support calls, training calls, hosted by 6 and 7 figure earners. Okay. You're going to get online training, you get live training, you get monthly business training events. We have quarterly corporate sponsored events as well. Um, and 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 again, we're going to help you to show you what to do and to do it with you. Okay. Now, besides all the hard work, we like to have fun. Okay. And besides the monetary compensation, we do a lot of fun things. LifeVantage has taken us all across the globe, from the shores of Moor in Ireland to Italy to Hawaii to cruises down the Mediterranean to Thailand to Japan. I mean, all across the globe. Okay. In fact, last year we went to South Africa. And oh my gosh, it wasn't on my bucket list until I got there and I saw this elephant right behind us. I mean, it was thrilling to see that elephant there. We even saw on the top right a baby zebra being born. And our guide, she said, from all those years that she's been doing it, she has never seen a baby zebra being born in the wild. And we got to experience that. Okay. We get to dive all over the place. Anyway, a lot of fun. Okay. And so we work hard and we play hard. And on top of that, a couple of fun things. Okay. We also will give you a Jeep. You can choose a Jeep. Once you get to that EC2 level, we'll give you the title to the Jeep. That is yours. Okay. Not just a payment to a Jeep, but the Jeep is yours, a title to that. And wherever we go, we like to give back. For example, we were in Thailand early this year and we got to feed these kids and also to help them to decorate their cafeteria area. Okay. We do a lot of fun things. We have a LifeVantage legacy that gives back. So work hard, play hard, and give back. Okay. Now, remember those three wheels that we talked about? Which wheel would you want? Can you just put one, two, or three in the chat button below? Can you do that? Okay. One, two, or three. Which one do you want? Okay. I'm guessing a lot of you want three. Okay. But guess what? Whoever invited you here to this call, they must really care for you because they just gave you that opportunity to walk into wheel number three. Okay. But Jim Rohn says this: life does not get better by chance, it gets better by choice or by change. You have to choose to change. Okay. So again, you have the opportunity to choose to walk into wheel number three. There's three interest levels now. Okay. The first interest level says, I want to build a business. I want to build an economic engine. I want to use some good products. I want to make some money and I want to look and feel good. Okay. It could mean I'm ready to get started, or it could mean I'm interested and I want to do some homework first. Okay. So whichever one you are, if that's you, you're number one, interest level one. Okay. Interest level two says, I'm not interested in building a business. I don't want to make some extra money. Okay. But I wouldn't mind using some good products. So that's interest level two. Okay. Interest level three says, you know what? I'm not interested. But maybe you might know someone that might be interested. Okay. Whichever one you're at, do me a favor. When you get off of this call, when you get back with the person that invited you and tell them whether you're interest level one, I'm interested in that business. Okay. Either I'm ready to get started or I'm interested, but before I get started, I want to do some research. So give me some information. Okay, that's one. Interest level two says, I don't want to build a business. I want to use some good products. Okay. Interest level three says, I'm not interested. Now, do me a favor. Okay. Your friend, they may be a professional at this, been doing it for a while, or they may be new and just starting. Okay. So do me a favor. And it's kind of nerve-wracking when you're just starting off, right? And so get back to that person and tell them what your interest level is. Okay. Help that person because they want to be able to follow up with you. Okay. So tell them whether you're one, two, or three. I'll just say this. I am so glad I finally said yes. I'm so glad that I joined LifeVantage. I'm so glad that I wanted to change my life. Okay. We worked really, really hard. Okay. But here's the difference between those three wheels. You build leverage into your life, that economic engine. And when you do that, then guess what? You build leverage and the wheel turns. And I'm just telling you, it just totally have changed my life. For the last, I've been doing this for 17 and a half years ish. Okay. For the last 15-ish years, I've been retired. That wheel has turned. Okay. I get to spend time with my family. I still work, right? You still got to oil the wheel. You still got to keep your business going. But guess what? Before, when you're building, it's work, 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 and then you try to squeeze your family into it. At least that's what I tried to do. Now, for the last 15 years, I've been able to put family, 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 and then I squeeze my work into that. Okay, it changes lives. Whoever invited you cares about you. Thank you for being on. I know, right? Timing is good. The company is great. Amazing products that change people's lives. Trends that drive, we're early in that trend. Timing is good. Okay. Training program to help you get what you want. We're looking for visionaries that can see that vision and want to help us to grow this to the next billion-dollar company. I appreciate you being on. Get back with the person. Tell them whether you're one, two, or three. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend. We're going to be doing this call again next Monday at 5 and 7 Mountain Time, right? If you're interested, get back. Call some people. Invite them to this call on Monday at 5 and 7. Thanks and have a fantastic 4th of July weekend. Aloha.